the whole southern border situation is just ramping up the pedophilia and the human trafficking to like insanely high levels. There's a reason why that movie came out and it beat
Yeah.
Raiders of the Lost Ark or whatever the crystal whatever I don't remember the name of it.
The one that shall not be named.
The Indiana
But
Jones thing, whatever, dial of disrespect, whatever they want to call it.
The dial of dickheads.
But the thing is all right, the guy did that movie. Disney sat on it for 5 years. He had to fight them in court to get the ability to get it back and release it. And you have to ask yourself, why is that? It's because Disney is corrupted to the bone by the forces of darkness, and they literally want to sacrifice your kids, turn your kids into sex slaves, and destroy any organized religion that exists. Disney needs to go away because of that, in my opinion.
Yep.
Well, and you're not wrong. They make that abundantly clear in the latest content they're producing, man. They're showing you what they're doing.
Yeah, and the mainstream media is attacking this movie, talking about the child slavery shit, saying that it's a QAnon conspiracy. And listen, haven't we all learned that the conspiracy theorists of yesterday are the prophets of today? Because virtually everything they talked about or predicted is now coming true.
Something interesting to add to this before we jump in this article. I saw a video today. I can't remember the channel, but they did direct comparisons, media comparisons to how they're talking about The Sound of Freedom now and how they talked about the Netflix Cuties show that came out a few years ago. And the comparison was damning. They were basically saying that it was misunderstood, the Cuties show and all this, and it was a good piece of work and all this crap. And then they're like, but we need to stop this. This is all conspiracy QAnon stuff with this Sound of Freedom, which is backed up by actual footage, from my understanding. I haven't seen it yet. I need to.
I'm probably going to go see if it's playing near me and go give it a watch.
Well, my thing is that we all know that's going to get pulled from the theaters at some point, and you'll probably see it streaming somewhere.
Oh yeah, it'll be downloadable somewhere. But the Rolling Stone, the Washington Compost, and everybody's favorite feminist magazine, Jezebel, and The Guardian have all come out and condemned the movie Sound of Freedom as paranoid QAnon propaganda meant to excite and encourage right-wing conspiracies. We're called we know the truth, we just need to be proven the truth. So there's their tweets. Sound of Freedom, box office triumph for QAnon believers. Remember when Rolling Stone would just write about fucking music?
Yeah,
bring those days back. Like MTV only playing music videos.
Or just eliminate these companies that are all fucked up. Just get rid of them, throw them away. We don't need them anymore.
Our entire mainstream media machine is owned by 6 corporations. That is absolutely
they're all garbage.
And needs to be corrected. And we need to make it a crime to do propaganda within the boundaries of this country.
Yep. And there is that's kind of a one thing I will always have a strike against Trump is he could have reversed that Obama decision.
Yes,
he didn't. So that's strike one on Trump for me. So, but that's neither here nor there. But however, when the real life operation depicted in the movie took place, the protagonist, former federal agent Tim Ballard, was portrayed as a hero. And the widespread horror of sex trafficking was taken as a cold, hard fact. And it is. And it's still happening. And it's being ramped up now because of the bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how the media is portraying it is they're trying to downplay it. They said something, I can't remember, again, I'm paraphrasing because I don't have it in front of me, but something along the lines of, is sex trafficking real? Of course it's real, but it's being highly exaggerated by these QAnon radicals and so forth and so on. Like, okay, maybe we should point out the fact that it's happening, full stop. That's a problem.
It is. Listen,
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer. You leave the kids out of it.
Mhm.
Right. Now, the thing that's really got me pissed off is we have this huge Bud Light boycott going on. Nobody got pissed off before that when they were, bringing the strip club to the schools and brainwashing your children and passing laws and doing things, to your kids and saying you have no right to say anything. That didn't make as much as an uproar until they started screwing people's beer.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I'm just going to tell you, you dudes out there, you need to sack up. This is your family. This is your kids. This is the destruction of innocence. Get on your goddamn feet and roll your sleeves up and get ready to bust some lips with your knuckles, man. This is serious shit. Holy crap.
Damn right on that one, Pop. But of course, the media was rightfully calling out the problem. If you don't know, according to the Internal Justice Mission, there are 50 million slaves worldwide now, more than ever in human history, and trafficking is $150 billion industry. That's more than what Google makes in a year.
Is that what? That with a B?
With a B.
$1 billion.
Get the hell out of here. That is just shameful, man.
Yep.
We are some evil, hairless monkeys, bro. That is just terrible.
Yep. And this one kind of hit me a little, it kind of irked me a little bit. And I'm sure it did as you too, Pop, because I'm sure you saw it. But now the media calls the idea of trafficking pipeline in nations like Colombia a conspiracy. While even in Venice, California this week, a 14-year-old was reportedly sold for sex on a U.S. military base.
I remember that Marine is going to go to prison. Now, I read that article. If she was 16 and he was like 20 or younger, probably would have lost one or two stripes, 90 days of extra duty and 2 months worth of pay, and he would still be in the service. But that dude is going to go to prison with bad paperwork, and he probably won't live to see the end of his sentence.
Yeah.
Those guys in prison do not tolerate that kind of behavior.
Oh, man. Kind of relevant to that. I don't have that article pulled up, but do we remember the gymnastics coach a couple of years ago got busted for doing his thing?
Yeah. Well, there's, I did the Wango Tango. I talked to, I read so many articles on teachers and coaches.
Yeah.
Doing all this crazy stuff. I had to drink and sleep on a dog bed.
Apparently, that person, monster, I'll just call him a monster. He was apparently stabbed multiple times in prison and is in critical condition.
What a shame.
Winning. Good times. Good.
What a shame. What a shame.
Yeah, shame. Let me play a song on the world's smallest violin for him.
All right, now listen. If this pedophile shit continues to do what it's doing, and they legalize it, there's going to be a backlash. Like there'll literally be lynch mobs going after these people. And all you got to do is go online. You can look them up, get their addresses, find out if they're living by you. Can you imagine if the population of this country said, you know what, I think we're done with this? And they literally
it would be nice.
You get a wood chipper. You get a wood chipper.
They'd be gone. It'll be savage. And
I honestly don't think these people. I don't think these people are going to stop until they can get to that point. That's the scary part.
It is. And listen, I hope we're able to stop this before it gets there. But my ESP is telling me once the two-way rifle range kicks off, these people are going to be on the menu.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm just
top of the list on the menu.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, in my perspective, if I'm just sitting outside, smoking a cigar, enjoying the weather and whatnot, and I see a group of angry people marching down the street, and I ask them, well, what are you guys doing? It's like, oh, we're hunting pedos. Carry on.
That's right.
What am I going to do?
There is so much corruption and evil out there. I am not going to participate, but I'm not lifting a finger to stop it.
And I'm not saying I condone it, but I understand.
I'm old and broken. There's really not much I can do other than talk shit and make jokes. But I will not lift a finger to stop it. I won't.
Nope.
Listen, there will come a time where evil needs to pay the fuck around tax.
Yep. So at the end of this article, they're asking, so what's changed in the last few years? Why have journalists all of a sudden started calling sex trafficking a conspiracy and being anti-pedophile as a right-wing position? Why the attacks on the movie? A large part of it is the big money circling the wagons to destroy something outside the establishment that saw success. But it makes you wonder if there's more to this equation.
Well,
something to think about. I'll leave this sign here for you.
Well, you are put 2 and 2 together here. Go ahead, Pop.
All right. Now, I've been reading reports about movie theaters having issues and having to stop screenings.
Yep.
I think that the Hollywood that's in place now, they have screwed the pooch so bad they have stretched the buttholes out of the animal. And now there are other companies that are attempting and will make entertainment that people actually want to see that doesn't have an agenda or propaganda pushed into it. And that, if they're not able to quash that, it will replace Hollywood as we know it, and that needs to happen.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I've seen a couple similar videos as well. There was I didn't catch the location, but this was a movie theater in a mall, and all of a sudden alarms were going off, and people were said, "Oh, we need to get evacuated." The whole staff of the theater is completely confused. The funny thing is, mall security had no idea what was going on. And there were no, intercoms over the entire mall. There was nothing. It was just the movie theater.
Gotcha.
Now, why are people so upset when people talk about, or who are the people that usually get upset about talking about the kitty diddlers and the traffickers?
It's the
ones
people
that are diddling and trafficking.
No, it's the people in service of evil, because that shit is nothing but pure black-hearted evil.
Yep.
I just, it blows my mind. Again, people say from the left, there's no evidence of any of this grooming or any of that. I'm like, look around. It's everywhere. There was, again, in the same video, I'm gonna have to find the video and post a link to it later. But they showed that there was like a 5-year-old young kid dressed up in the pride stuff, and then him as a 27-year-old or something, full-fledged still pride. They said, yeah, the grooming is absolutely working, and you can change somebody's belief system by throwing them in an environment. And what they're doing here culturally throughout our nation right now, especially in public schools, is shoving that idea that you can change your gender if you don't feel happy today. Bullshit.
Listen, that's not gonna pay any dividends in the future for any of these kids that fall prey to this. All right. Now, my 2 daughters believed in Santa Claus until they were 9 or 10 years old. I went out of my way to make sure that they kept their innocence as long as humanly possible. But here's the fact. If I can fool my kids to thinking that Santa Claus is a real person who shows up and eats cookies and leaves presents, just imagine what somebody with a evil mind can do to the minds of these young children. It is scary. It is absolutely terrifying.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the meat caser box.